Hey guys, it's a lovely evening and I've got an outdoor area to practice in, so I'm going to do another tutorial today. I'm going to teach you a new move today, which is how to do the backwards awesome Annie. And there are two ways to do this trick, sort of the easy way and the proper way, but the easy way is still a perfectly valid way and it's still called backwards awesome Annie as far as I'm aware. So we're going to do the easy way first because, well, it's easier. So the easy sort of trick way looks like this. So that's your backwards awesome Annie, or what's called a backwards awesome Annie. And I'll just break the trick down for you. If you've probably seen it in slow-mo, but the trick is a leg hook to a toad side swing. So jump up to an EB Kruger and then out, and then usually you'll finish it in a toad. So if I try that again, just 1, 2, 3, out. And you can continue on that as long as you want, so you can keep it going as long as you want. So to do this, make sure first your preset is just this leg hook here. So it's a backwards jump, and then as you're doing the jump, you lift your right leg up. If you do your awesome Annie's right leg toes, left leg Krugers, as I do. So right leg, left leg. So I lift my right leg up, I do my jump, and I hook my left leg underneath, like so. So just practice that move first. Okay, once you can do that, just after the side swing, just put your legs down and just try and swing this over here with your left leg up. EB Krugers aren't too difficult when you're going backwards. The road tends to flow quite nicely. You just need to make sure you lift your leg up at the right time. So over, up, and if it doesn't hit you, you've basically done it. You notice you don't actually jump rope in this trick. It's sort of an illusion, and that's why this isn't really the real variation. Even though in your normal lineup or something you don't actually technically jump the rope, this is just a series of sort of fancy side swings. Then after that, very simple, just go back to your toe side swing. So you can also always just try to start with without the jumps. Of course that doesn't look very good. So as you get better, you want to try and get more of a hopping moment. Now you might notice that I exited in a toad there, as opposed to just a toad side swing. That's because once you exit the trick, you've got a lot of options about how you end it. That's a common way, just to end it in a toad. But you can also end it in an elephant. So after you bring it here, you just bring your right arm underneath, and then finish. I'm not very good at that. Or an EB toad, or pretty much anything you want. Let's try that. So there's a lot of things you can do with that. The second variation you can do is the real way, and that's obviously toad Kruger. So obviously make sure you can do your backwards toads and your backwards Krugers. To do your backwards Krugers, it's very simple. You have to do a side swing to get into them. So you go, if you're going on your left leg, go right side swing, lift your left leg up, and out. So just swing up, because you'll find that if you try and jump normally, you can't actually get into a Kruger position with any degree of ease. So just practice those a bit. If you find those difficult, I might put up a separate tutorial for those. Just let me know. And once you've got those, this is what your real awesome Annie looks like. Okay, so it's a little bit of a bigger motion. It's much more difficult than the one I showed you earlier, but the principle is essentially the same as your forwards awesome Annie. It's just a little bit harder. So obviously you start with a toad. On a forwards awesome Annie, you have a choice. You can either start with Kruger and then toad, or toad. Here you don't really have a choice. You have to start in the toad unless you start with a side swing. So start with your toad, make sure you can do a toad. Here, You want to bring your right arm out, and then you want to just keep there and lift your left leg up. Now, you might want to bring it behind your back because you've learned the earlier one, but you've got to kind of resist that temptation and just let your right arm stay where it is. So it's nice and slowly, and then kick your left leg out and your left arm underneath. This is the tricky linkage. Just try it slowly. So, toad, and you're in a Kruger. Again, you don't actually technically have to jump the rope here. It's just getting the illusion right so it looks like that. So again, you can start without a jump, so you just go toad, Kruger, toad, Kruger, toad, Kruger. So you're like used to the motion. But it's a bit more difficult. And when you try and do it with jump, there's a second part here. Again, it's exactly the same. It's a side swing, so it actually just goes like that. So from here, you're in your Kruger, and you're in your toad. And you haven't actually jumped the rope, but it looks like you've jumped the rope, so that's a trick. Same with the toad, you're in your toad here, and then you're in your Kruger, and the rope pops out in front of you. Very nice. And then you can keep going for as long as you want. And then usually I like to finish that one in the Kruger. It's quite simply, well, you can exit the Kruger quite nicely when you're going backwards. Alternatively, yeah, you could probably do something different. You might be able to exit on a cross, which looks alright. Although my backwards toes aren't very good. So yeah, obviously there are more variations you can do on that. Might teach us another point. Yeah, that's how you do essentially the back. Thanks for watching.